we can have Vivian and Lucy come on up.
Hello everyone, my name is Lucy. I'm PSP and a part of Makeover Ministry at the Rock Church. It's a little bit hard to be here in front of all you guys. My first language is Portuguese, and I know living in Brazil for a long time. I moved to Japan in my 20s. My daughter, Vivian, she wasn't with me at that time. I grew up in Brazil and very, very poor community. I started work with 9 years old. Yes. I used to babysit in my aunt's house, and with 9 years old, I had my first experience with sexing in my life. He was an old man who used to hang out in my aunt's house, and he used to abuse me and my cousins. And he always was nice to us, and I always say, don't tell nothing to your family. And I grew up thinking that it was normal. It wasn't normal. And then 3 years later, this man still abused us. 2 years later, and I walked outside in my mom's house, my parents' house, and a man walked in the street. He used to be a part of my community, my daddy community, and he held my hand and he put me inside his car, and he told me gonna ride for a little bit and everything gonna be okay. And for the first time, I was raped. And I can't tell nothing to my mom because he told me don't tell nothing to your mom. Then 4 months later, my daughter, she born. And this happened one time more with him. He persecuted me for 2 years. He told me don't tell nothing to my mom, don't tell nothing to my family. I thought this is normal, but it wasn't. And okay, I was persecuted for this man for a long time. In my mind, I need to get out of Brazil. I need to get out of that place. I don't know, something talked to me. And in my 20s, I decided by myself, to fight for my life because I can't believe in nobody. I can't tell nobody what happened around my house. How I was abused, how I was hurt, and I decided looking for a new job, for new opportunities. Then I look in new papers, and I see a job in factories in Japan, international work. Then that guy, he introduced me to that company, and he was very nice to me. He see my struggle. I was struggling all the time to put food in my family's table. My kids, I have 2 kids that time. 17 years old, I don't know what to do. I started looking for escape, my financial escape. My dad had a stroke, and I really need to put money in the table. And I was like, okay, these dreams come true. I'm going to have a job and to put money and help my mom. And this guy was so nice to me. He told me, oh, I can help you. You're going to make $3,000 a month, and you're going to change your family life. You're going to change your kids' life. You're going to give a new hope for them. And I believed him. He was so nice to me. And what happened is, he told me I got to go to Japan, and we're going to work in the factory. Everything was okay. I introduced him to my family, to my dad, to everybody around my family. He was so nice. He helped us with the papers, passport, everything. And everything was right. In May 1997, I traveled to Japan with a new opportunity. And then when I got there, everything was perfect. They was waiting for me with my pictures in IDs in airport. They tell me they're gonna take me to make my uniform, but they prepare me to my next job. For 1 month, I have one meal. I don't have place to sleep. I have to sleep with a lot of people from everywhere in the world. I don't speak Japanese, and my trafficker, he left me over there with no passport, with no IDs, with nothing. I was just by myself and God. And one day, they put us in a car and they tell us they're gonna take us to the real job. And they send us they put us in a car and they cover our head and they take us to the strip club. And there was a line. There was a line with more than 300 girls naked, and they sell us to the mafia, the Japanese mafia. That was a big theater, and we have to do what they want. For a day, they ask for we stay there, and they tell everything was free, drink was free, everything was free for you guys, and we have to be there. And they sell us to these mafia guys, and it's kind of details. I don't want to share this kind of details they tell us to do, but it's a lot of girls, 14 years old to 20 years old, in the same situation, every corner in Japan. They can do nothing. They can't fight for their life. They struggle for their life. I struggled 7 months there. They torturized some girls, but they just torturized my face. They tell I have to pay for my bills, but that day, 8 hours, I struggled so much, and I tell God, take me this place, Lord. I don't want to be here. I don't come here to be a stripper. I don't come here to be a prostitute, Lord. I just want to stay away from this place, Lord. I just want to know where my family is. I was scared. I don't trust nobody. And that day, Lord, hear my prayers. Then I escaped. I escaped that day. But when I come back to my shelter, they was there waiting for me again. And that day, I was hard because they punished it very hard. They put me to work with other peoples. They burn our face, they burn our hands. Some girls, they burn their vaginas. And it was hard to tell you right now about this. But after that, they start persecuting my family because they tell somebody has to pay for this. And they persecute my family in Japan, in Brazil. My family was very poor, they couldn't pay. They tell me I owe them $50,000. I owe so much money for them. I didn't know how to pay. Then they persecute in Brazil my family, and they go behind my daughter. They go behind my daughter, and they go behind my family, and they make my life like a hell. For a long time in my life, I tried suicide. I tried to kill myself. I was ashamed of myself, what I did, what decision I did in my life, and put my family in those circumstances. And because of that, all my life, I gave my life to the Lord to help those girls inside this place. And I help the other mothers who don't know what their daughters is right now. And I pray, Lord, for all these girls in these situations, no matter what situations right now, Lord, touch their life, Lord. The better decision they did in their life, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for today be here, Lord, and you saved my family, you saved me.
Hallelujah. Praise you, Lord God.
I'm Vivian. I'm a part of PST to Rock Church. I was born in Brazil and I grew up in Japan. And as my mom was sharing, they persecuted me in Brazil. One day when I was leaving school, we moved to a very little city and a lot of poverty and very dangerous place. And they follow us. They follow us and they told me that if I don't go with them, they will kill me and they abuse me. But I escaped that day. I see the angels of the Lord protecting me. I see light, so much light, and they carry me and I escape. I run and I go to somebody asking for help. But the day I go to my house, I don't tell for my grandparents because that would be hurt them so much. And I escaped and I hid myself. I didn't want to come back to school. I didn't finish my college. But God changed my life.
Hallelujah.
Changed my life. And
Amen.
that after a year, I went to move with my mom and everything go perfect for me go to Japan. I talked to God and He said, no, you're gonna move from here. I'm gonna hide you. As I say my word, I'm gonna hide you. And He hid me. But when I got there in Japan to live with my mom, that time she was married already. And this guy also was already set up for her. The time I moved to live with her, he already started being psychologist abusive with me, and he started saying things for me that I moved there because of him. He had my passport and everything like he was married with her, but he started abusing me, sexual abuse, and for a long time he said, if you no do the things that I tell you to do, I will kill you and your mom. I'm gonna cut you guys in peace, and nobody gonna know you guys died. Your family's not here. They don't have no chance to discover where you guys happened with you guys. And that was for me a long living trauma. And I was scared to go outside by myself. But thank God, He delivered me. He saved me.
Amen.
He brought me here for the time just for share that.
Amen.
There is each corner here too in San Diego, kids are being molested by the father or parents or people that live with them, and we need to open our eyes to see that.
Yeah.
We need to see and open and see that kids need to hope for the future. They need to encounter that and teach them about the Bible. That the only thing that will restore us is not is our Bible, it's the Word of God.
Praise
the
God.
only thing that is the Word of God. It's the truth in our life. And this is what saved me, is the Word, the Bible. And He restored me. I'm here today, I can tell you. I have no problem with depression anymore because God delivered me.
Amen.
Amen.